Hello and welcome to, I guess, unnamed Squid Games podcast.
I thought we was calling it Karma's a Killer Game.
I thought we were calling it You Gotta Be Squidding Me.
No.
Okay.
You have literally got to be squidding me.
So we are Bad Karma. This time we're analysing Squid Games.
Oh no, that's X-Files. There we go.
We'll be analysing Squid Games episode by episode. First episode is red light, green light. But before we talk about the episode, let's talk about how we started watching Squid Games. In a previous podcast, I spoke about not being so great at taking other people's opinions on TV shows and stuff until I watched Breaking Bad.
Guys, don't forget to listen to Karma's a Witch.
Yeah, it was in episode 1.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, luckily I have learned since starting to watch Breaking Bad and also now Charmed. So we started watching Squid Games, and that was
21.
that was at the old house.
Yeah, it's 2021 because...
That was pre-marriage.
But it was like in between the lockdown COVID.
COVID was in its prime, so we had a lot of free time. So we started watching Squid Games during the lockdown, and I don't know about you, but I think it definitely lived up to the hype that people were giving it.
It did.
Pretty sure it was the most popular Halloween costume too for like 2021, maybe 2022 as well.
They even sold the little plushes on Goose Fair.
Yeah. So I think I'm the one that's slightly more passionate about Squid Games, if you can't tell. So I will be taking the lead on this one, and I have a lot of notes to go through. So let's begin.
Once upon a time.
We're first introduced to what a Squid Game actually is. I'll be honest with you, when somebody says you've got to watch Squid Game or Squid Game, is it a Squid Game or Squid Games?
Squid Games.
Squid Games?
The name of the TV show is Squid Games, but it says Squid Game.
Well, either way, if I was to come to you and say watch Squid Games, your first response would be, what the fuck is that?
Is it a seafood cooking show?
Yeah. What is it? So they explain straight away, thankfully, what a Squid Game is. And it's a childhood Korean game. I'm still not fully sure what the rules are.
You have to hop at the beginning.
You have to hop around the outside. But the person on the inside is
allowed to use
both legs. If they pass from one side up from the inside to the outside, they can work around the outside, but now they can walk on 2 legs.
And they're called Inspector Royale, which is very James Bond.
They don't know why they call it that, but they called it the Inspector Royale. And if someone grabs you, you're dead.
Yeah. If they can stop you.
They can stop you, but if they grab and hold you, you're dead, and you have to make it to the squid head to, I guess, kill the squid. To me, I did say it didn't look, the symbols that they drew on the floor to represent the squid, to me, didn't look like a squid until Carmel pointed out.
No, you said that it looked like the squid from Mario, and I said, well, maybe the jellyfish from Mario, and I said, well, maybe that's what it's based off.
Possibly. It looks kind of like a blooper from Mario. To me, it doesn't look like a squid, but
it looks like houses I used to draw when I was a kid.
But anyway, I mean, we're taking the piss out of this cultural game, but
I take the piss out of that.
We used to play games on the playground like British Bulldog, which is basically just run from one side to the other, or the kids in the middle beat the shit out of you. So I can't.
Add more class.
I've got no right to take the mick out of somebody else's schoolyard game when ours was literally just run away or get the fuck kicked out. We are shown what Squid Game is, and we're then introduced to the main character. Now, just to point out as well, Carmel and I watched Squid Games so it was the English dub that we watched. We are planning to watch it again in the future with the Korean voices with English subtitles.
I am intrigued because it's supposed to be a bit different.
Yeah, it's ever so slightly different, especially in season 3. But also, I think there are a few moments in the series where the voice acting doesn't quite match what you see it on screen, and sometimes it leads to some quite comical moments, which I'm looking forward to talking about with you. So we're introduced to the main character, Sung Gi-hun.
Please feel free to email us and take the piss out of that.
Sung Gi-hun, who lives at home with his mom. She gives him some money and he thinks it's an allowance. His mom tells him to go and get his daughter fried chicken as a birthday treat. I'll be honest with you, Sung Gi-hun comes across like a bit of a dick in this scene.
He's very stroppy teenager.
He is. To say he's a grown man, I mean, I know he was probably joking when he's like, is this an allowance?
I don't think he was.
They talk a little bit about sort of their financial situation, and we learn that it's not too great. Sung Gi-hun is having to do couriering work.
Chauffeur.
I thought it was courier, like
Chauffeur.
chauffeur. Oh, okay. I thought it was like courier, like just delivery or just eat or something.
Maybe, but they did call it chauffeuring.
Oh, okay. I could have sworn it was couriering, but okay. So chauffeuring, and his mum is also, and she's quite elderly. She's having to also work as well, and she has been saving money, and she's given Sung Gi-hun some money to spend on his daughter, her granddaughter, because it's her birthday. And she tells him, go treat your daughter to some fried chicken. So his financial situation is so bad that he can't even treat his daughter to a birthday meal or gift. And his mum has to give him money to be able to do that.
I have a lot of opinions on this.
Do you want to share any of them?
Not quite yet.
Okay. We also learn that Sung Gi-hun is in quite a lot of debt. We don't realize just how bad the debt is until later on in this episode, but his mum basically encourages him to get out there, make money, pay off your debt, and secure your future and your daughter's future. Sung Gi-hun tells his mum to stop working so much.
After asking for more money, let me just point that out.
After saying that the money that his mum has given him is enough for fried chicken for his daughter, but not enough for a present, and he asks for a bit more money. She says no.
He begs, pleads.
His mum,
she gives in.
So she gives him some more money, I guess, to get a gift as well. And she then leaves to go to work. He shouts at her not to stop working so hard.
It's not like she earns the money anyway.
It's not like she earns much money anyway, and that she's going to end up hurting her back, or she's got a bad back already. I think there is an element of guilt there. But it's kind of toxic guilt. It's that kind of guilt where it's like, you're working really hard around me, and I don't want to feel bad for not working so hard. So don't work hard.
He doesn't feel bad at all. He's got an elderly mum that she looks like she's in pain every time she bends over. She doesn't look well, and she's old. She's getting frail, and he's just sat there scoffing his face full of food, forgetting his daughter's birthday, then begging for more money to buy his daughter a gift after she's given money for food, and then shouts at her for working. This is a 47-year-old man that can get off his arse and get a job. He's an arsehole.
Yeah, so he does come across very much like a dick in this scene, especially when after his mum has left, he decides to steal her bank card.
It's infuriating because if he was my kid, I'd knock him out.
Sung Gi-hun and his, I guess, childhood friend, it doesn't even have to be a childhood friend, it's a friend of his, go to the bank. I just want to comment that the Korean holes in the walls or cash points look very different to what we have in the UK. They're like their own little room almost.
Like that film we watched.
Yeah, what's it called? Pay point?
I think so.
Something like that, I don't know.
That was good.
It was good. So Sung Gi-hun has her bank card and he uses his date of birth as the PIN, assuming that his mum's used his date of birth as
well, it was his date of birth.
It was his date of birth, but for some reason that PIN is no longer working, so it's obviously changed. So his friend suggests maybe it's your mum's birthday, and Sung Gi-hun can't remember his birthday. He lies. No, he lies.
Do you think he actually lies?
I did. Well, he didn't remember his daughter's birthday. Why is he going to remember his mum's?
Because he says that his mum celebrates her birthday via the lunar moon, and they do.
Well, yeah.
So she could, because she's very old-fashioned.
Yeah. So basically, he said, for those of you that don't know what the lunar calendar is, his mum's birthday, going by the lunar calendar, would change every year. So you wouldn't have a singular PIN. He tries a random birthday that might be his mum's birthday and can't get in. And then they have one more chance before the card gets eaten by the machine.
And he says, I've got an idea, types it in. And he goes, oh, what was that? And he goes, oh, it's my daughter's birthday today.
And then he says something about woman loves her granddaughter more than her own son.
I would.
They take the money that they withdraw from Sung Gi-hun's mum's bank to some kind of betting shop to bet on horses. And Sung Gi-hun doesn't do very well. He bets on one horse, loses. He must have some money left over though, because him and his friend then put more bets on after, and Sung Yi-hun actually wins the second time. He wins
4.5 million,
4.5 million won.
which translates to, in the UK pounds, £2,417.83.
Decent amount of money, not a massive amount that would, buy you a new house or get you out of
But it'll get his daughter a decent birthday present and
yeah,
a decent meal.
it's enough for a nice holiday somewhere, all inclusive.
Is that enough?
No. Or it wouldn't even get you a nice used car really, but it's enough that you kind of like, oh, I can live well this month. On the way out, after collecting his winnings, he leaves a tip of 10,000 won for the woman working behind the till. Him and his friend celebrate with a cigarette outside of the gambling place, and Sung Gi-hun calls his daughter and he's bragging that, we're going to have a fantastic time when I meet up with you later. You can choose the most expensive place to eat at, fried chicken. We don't need that. We're going to eat well. I'm going to also get you the most amazing present you can think of.
He definitely did that.
Well, we'll say. As he says this and hangs up the phone, he hears someone shouting his name. Someone's approaching. A loan shark, one of the people that Sung Yi-hun owes a lot of money to. So Sung Gi-hun, like any sane person, legs it.
He doesn't leg it the right way, though. Come on.
He runs. Where the hell does he run
He
to?
runs back into the gambling place.
It didn't look like a gambling place. It looked more like a subway or like a train step. Well, either way.
But so did the gambling place look like a subway.
Yeah, it all looked way too clean. But he runs inside, and as he's running away from these debt collectors who are now chasing him, he crashes into a young girl who will become quite important later on in this episode. We'll meet her again, but he knocks her down. He's accidentally knocked a drink out of her hand, so he gives her the drink back and he scarpers. Now, like an idiot, he scarpers into a bathroom, a toilet. Again, cleanest looking fucking public toilet I've ever seen in my entire life.
I don't get it, because if I saw someone chasing me, I wouldn't run into the building. I wouldn't run away from the building, because you can get cornered in a building. He ran into that building.
He ran into the building, but also he ends up in the bathroom with 4 or 5 guys.
Punishment.
Yeah, that are up to no good. They punch him in the face, make his nose bleed. He falls down between 2 toilet urinals, and the ringleader, the guy that's lent him this money, goes over to him and does the whole, where's my money kind of thing. Sung Gi-hun says, don't worry, I've got money on me. I was saving it all up so I could pay you in full in one go. And the guy goes, fantastic, where's the money? And Sung Gi-hun goes through his coat pocket where he's put this money to find that it's not there anymore. It's gone. And we get a flashback to Sung Gi-hun crashing into that girl. She took the money. She somehow pickpocketed him. So Sung Gi-hun now has to try and explain to these 4 or 5 guys in the toilets where his money's gone. They don't care. So the guy does something, the debt collector does something quite disturbing. It tastes Sung Gi-hun's blood and goes, oh, that's really good blood.
And punches in the nose first, doesn't it, to make his nose bleed?
Yeah, and he says, that's pretty tasty blood. That's quite sweet. You must be eating well using the money that I've lent you. Oh, more. So they're about to shove what looks like an ice pick or
It's a small knife.
screwdriver or a knife or a letter or something up Sung Gi-hun's nose, and Sung Gi-hun starts pleading, begging for his life. Please, I'll get you the money. I just need a bit more time, blah, 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 crying. And the guy says, you're going to make me feel sorry for you, crying like that. I'll do you a favor. And he says to Sung Gi-hun, you sign this contract and I'll give you an extra month to get this money together. If we get to the end of the month, you haven't got my money, I'm going to take one of your kidneys and then I'm going to take one of your eyes. This is common practice in Korea. I don't know if this is something you're allowed.
I think it's just common practice with loan sharks.
Well, the thing is, I've never heard of it happening in the UK. There's the urban legend of waking up with no kidneys and stuff, or one kidney. But I don't think you can use your organs as collateral. And I don't think legally you can get a contract that says I'll give you one of my eyeballs either. And they also never said that they would stop pursuing the money after they took his kidney and an eyeball. So even if they did. How are they going to take that?
Black market.
Frog march into a doctor's and take it that way, or just knife him in the street?
Maybe they are very skilled at taking kidneys and eyeballs.
Possibly.
If they are, can they please come to England? Because I'd love a new kidney. I don't know why you're laughing at that.
So he agrees. He says, I don't have a pen. They punch him in the face again to make his nose bleed even more and say you can sign in blood. And he signs the contract in blood. He then, cheeky fucker he is, asks them, one more thing before you go. Can I please borrow just 10,000 won? And they laugh at him and call him pathetic.
Yeah, I would have his to be fair.
We then see Sung Gi-hun quite sheepishly going back to the cashier who he tipped earlier.
10,000 won.
10,000 won, the exact 10,000 won that he asked the debt collectors for. And he says, I'm really sorry. Can I get that 10,000 won back? And the woman gives him an awkward look.
She gave him a look that was, I feel sorry for you look.
Yeah. And she must have given it him back because we next see him at the arcade where he's using that 10,000 won, I guess, to try and fight to win a present for his daughter.
Stuffed teddy bear.
Stuffed teddy bear, or your typical amusement arcade fun little, you get a bit of plastic that...
Can I just say, why didn't you just go to the fucking shop? Surely it would have been less expensive and you could have actually picked her something decent instead of what the poor girl got.
Yeah. But he's not very good at that.
Well, common sense.
He's not very good at this game. It's one of those crane hook games.
It's a claw hook.
They're all rigged anyway, but he's particularly bad at this game. But a kid who's standing next to him says you need to pick a prize first, focus on it, and then go for it. And Sung Gi-hun says, does that work for you? And the kid shows him a bag he has full of toys, as if to say, what the fuck do you think?
No, it doesn't.
So Sung Gi-hun then gets help from the little boy and he finally wins a present. And you can't tell what the present is because it's in a right.
It does look like it's going to be a really pretty present.
Yeah, it's a black box with, I think, a pink bow around it.
Gold,
whatever. And the kid manages to win it and the two celebrate. Sung Gi-hun is over the fucking moon because obviously now he has something to give his daughter. He can feel a bit less ashamed. Probably should have opened the present and looked at it first, which we'll find out in a little bit. But he takes this present and he meets with his daughter. And he doesn't buy her fried chicken. He buys her, I guess, what is the equivalent of a British fish and chip meal.
Well, I don't know. It looks cheaper than that. I'd say it's a happy meal.
They talk about it like it's really cheap and disgusting, but looking at it actually looks pretty fucking tasty. I would eat it.
I'd eat the noodles, but those sausages look like, the tin sausages that I don't like.
I'm not picky. I would have ate that. But either way, his daughter, whether she genuinely feels that way or she's just trying to make him feel better, says, this is fantastic. I'm not allowed to eat this back at home because my mom calls it junk food.
I don't know how she ate it. She went for steak for tea.
Yeah, well, so Sung Gi-hun says, I'm sorry I couldn't take you for fried chicken, but this place is still good too. And his daughter says, don't worry about it. I like this food, but I don't get to eat it very often. My stepdad took me to a steakhouse earlier, and Sung Gi-hun looks quite defeated by that because obviously steakhouse versus cheap-ass take.
Do you know this whole scene really bothers me?
Why?
Because it's supposed to be the father looking after the daughter, and through the whole scene,
she seems to be comforted.
She's comforted him. Like, as soon as the scene starts, she's looking at him like, what happened to your face? Are you okay?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I just got into a fight. But then she says you can get into all the fights you want, just don't get hurt too badly.
Yeah.
Savage.
At this point, she's brought up the stepdad and the fact that she seems to have a better life with the mum and the stepdad. And that obviously gets...
Every kid deserves a better life.
That gets to Sung Gi-hun. He doesn't get angry or anything, but she can tell he looks kind of defeated by that. And she says, well, I love it here better than the steakhouse.
She shouldn't have to make him feel better on her birthday.
Sung Gi-hun then says, oh, I've got a present for you. And he gives his daughter the present that he's just won in the arcade. And she opens it and inside is a fucking handgun. Or we think it's a handgun.
It's very realistic.
It does look very realistic. And she looks at it very awkwardly. And I guess Sung Gi-hun is seeing this for the first time.
But he let her pick it up.
Yeah. And it's a lighter. Luckily, it's not a real gun, but it's still.
He does not know that until she
No.
presses it.
But
And if it had bullets in it, she would have shot him.
But
That would have been funny. The end.
it's not a real gun. It's a lighter. It still wouldn't be appropriate to give to. Was his daughter 12?
10?
10 or 12. She's quite young. It wouldn't be appropriate to give to her. But again, you know, being the grown up she is, she says, I don't think my mum would like seeing me holding this.
She'll get angry at you again.
She'll get angry at you again. So Sung Gi-hun takes it from her and says, oh, sorry, that's fine. I'll keep it for now then until you're just a little bit older. He then says, don't worry. I'm sorry I couldn't take you out for a nice meal. I'm sorry that the present wasn't so great. Next year, promise I'll do better. And she says, next year? And she's about to tell him something, and then she chooses not to. So this whole scene is her protecting him.
It's sickening. A kid should not have to do that. A kid should be protected, not have to do the protecting.
The next scene is him taking the daughter back home, and the mum gets quite angry because he's late for one thing.
10 minutes.
10 minutes late. It's not a massive amount, but obviously the mum, she comes across as if she doesn't want the daughter around him anyway. Like,
She doesn't trust him.
yeah, she doesn't trust him. He's bad news. So she probably feels like, you know, even just letting him see her is probably a bit too much. But either way, he says, oh, I'll take her over to the elevator so she doesn't need to walk. And she says, no, she can walk, and takes
The
her.
kid's asleep on his back.
Yeah. Then Sung Gi-hun says bye, and he leaves. On the way home from dropping his daughter off, he misses his train, so he is not having the best day. He then meets a sharply dressed Korean man called the Recruiter.
Very handsome.
I don't think you learn the Recruiter's real name until much later on in the series. I don't even know if you do.
I think you learn it in the second season.
Possibly. But either way, a very, very sharply dressed Korean man sits next to Sung Gi-hun in the subway station.
I love what he says.
And he says, can I talk to you for a while? Or can I talk to you for a minute? It is very similar to what a religious person would say, how they would strike a conversation up with you.
Go away. I do not believe in Jesus.
And Sung Gi-hun says, I don't believe in Jesus. The man continues trying to strike up a conversation with him, and Sung Gi-hun whips out the gun.
No, at first he says, listen, I was raised Buddhist.
He says, I was raised Buddhist, I'm not interested.
And then whips out the gun.
And the guy continues trying to talk to him, and Sung Gi-hun whips out the gun and points it at him. And the guy puts his hands in the air and goes, oh, as if, you know, it's a real gun. Sung Gi-hun then pulls the trigger and it shows that it's a lighter.
Why would you do that? They could have just frightened him away. Squid Game, the end.
The Recruiter then asks to play the game with Sung Gi-hun. And Sung Gi-hun says, in the process of saying, I'm not interested, I've had a long day, leave me the fuck alone. Until the Recruiter opens the briefcase that he's been carrying, and you see quite a lot of money inside, along with, I don't know what they're called, dachi. There's a blue dachi and a red dachi. And that gets Sung Gi-hun's attention.
Well, the money does, not the game.
The money. So the Recruiter asks, would you like to play a game of dachi with me? If you beat me, I will give you 100,000 won.
Not 4.5 now, but it's a start.
And if I beat you, you give me 100,000 won. So being a gambler, that pulls on Sung Gi-hun's sort of gambling spirit. So he obviously says, yes, let's do this shit.
Let's do this shit.
Bear in mind, Sung Gi-hun doesn't have any money to give. He's spent it all now. So the point of dachi is you use the envelope that you've chosen to hit the other envelope that's on the floor, and you have to flip the one that you've just hit.
We're going to buy some and try it out.
We are going to try it.
We need to try all the games, not the red light, green light.
We
That's
do need to
scary.
try it. Maybe we should record it and put that on YouTube.
Yeah.
But anyway, Sung Gi-hun tries it and he fails to flip the envelope. Then it's the Recruiter's turn, and he is good at this game. He smacks that shit down, flips Sung Gi-hun's envelope.
He said, let's do this.
So the envelope gets flipped, and he looks at Sung Gi-hun as if to say, where's my 100,000 won? Sung Gi-hun doesn't have 100,000 won. And the Recruiter says, that's fine. How about you use your body to help? You had the exact same thought ideas. Give me on.
Bend over, bitch.
I think every single person saw that comment.
But he did as well, because his face was like,
Songy
what?
was just like, what do you mean? And does he get slapped there and then? Yes, he gets slapped by the recruiter right there. And obviously Sung Yi-hun's like, what the fuck? And the recruiter says, let's keep playing. Instead of paying me 100,000 won, I will slap you each time. So a slap is worth 100,000 won. Would you like to play again? And Sung Yi-hun says yes. We then have a small montage of Sung Yi-hun and the recruiter playing again and again and again, and Sung Yi-hun failing again and again and again. It's basically just a montage of him getting the shit slapped out.
It makes me laugh because his face looks like he's been chopped
Yeah.
1,000 times. Instead of in the chest, it's in the face.
He's just getting Ric Flair chopped across the face. Not even Ric Flair, Gunter chopped across his face. And he does not win until, out of sheer luck, he manages to flip the recruiter's envelope and he fucking celebrates. Finally,
Giggle.
finally, I'm going to get this sharply dressed, sexy looking fuck back. And he's about to slap the recruiter. And the recruiter grabs his arm and stops him. And he puts 100,000 won in his hand and says, there you go, sir.
It made me laugh.
100,000 won.
He literally goes, oh yeah,
Oh, yeah, the money.
the money. I got so distracted by you slapping me, I was playing to slap you back.
So he pays them. And then I think they play more after, because by the end of the game, it looks like
He's got quite a
he's
bit
got
of money.
quite a lot of money, because when he first gave him the 100,000 won, it was 250,000 won notes. The next time you see Sung Yi-hun sat next to the recruiter, he's going through quite a few notes, and I thought he was just going over the same 2 notes again and again. But he's not. He's going through a stack, so they must have played quite
A few
bit.
times.
Yeah, so, which explains why half of his face is now just red raw. He's had the shit slipped.
Slit.
He's had the shit slipped. He has had the shit slapped out of him.
Slipped out. Shit slipped out. Fucking did it, ran away.
The recruiter then says he could make a lot more money than this. And Sung Yi-hun is about to say no until he says, Mr. Yi-hun, you could make a lot of money from this. And that catches Sung Yi-hun off guard because he hasn't told him his name. The recruiter then runs through a lot of information about Sung Yi-hun. He knows that he signed his rights away earlier in the day to his organs. His failed businesses. I think he did say he ran a failed snack bar and chicken shop.
Yeah.
Talks about his daughter. But most importantly, he says he knows he owes a lot of money to a lot of people. He gives Sung Yi-hun a card, says, but you don't have very long. We're running out of spots. Then he gets on the train and he leaves.
Who was that man?
Yeah. So at that point, we don't know the recruiter. I'm already calling him the recruiter because he's recruiting people for whatever this thing is.
The games.
But he knows everything about Sung Yi-hun. So obviously that's enough to get Sung Yi-hun's interest.
They must do research to get those that are in severe debt to play. And you find that out later, don't you?
Yeah, you do. Yeah. On the way home, I guess he's now managed to get a train. Sung Yi-hun goes to buy some fish. And the woman that is selling the fish is the mum of one of his childhood friends. And they talk a little bit about why Sung Yi-hun is so over the moon at the moment. He's got a lot of money and he's acting quite giddy, quite straight because he's got,
But she asked, are you drunk? Have you been drinking?
And he says, nope, haven't had a drop tonight, but still happy or something like that. He asks about the woman's son. The son's called Sang-woo, a childhood friend who's done quite well for himself. He's gone and got educated at university, got quite a high-ranking corporate job. I think it might be in finance. And he's doing very, very well for himself. And she says she hasn't seen him for a little while. I think he's gone to America to do some business. She sells him the fish and says, say hi to your mom for me. And Sung Yi-hun then leaves. On the way home again, he encounters a cat in an alley. The cat's eating some trash.
Yeah, it's a homeless kitty cat.
It's a homeless kitty cat. And Sung Yi-hun leaves him with a bit of fish, gives him a bit of a fuss.
Poland.
Yeah. And he says something quite funny. He says, here, have some fish. I got that with money I earned from getting slapped. I think I like this scene because
it shows that he's got a soft side.
It shows that Gi-hun is a good person. He could have easily just walked by that cat, ignored it. But he's earned some money. He's got it. He then gave something he'd made from that money to the cat. So I think he's very much someone who's desperate for money. Possibly one of the reasons he is in debt is he shares the money he gets. That could be it.
No, I think it's because he gambles the money.
Well, possibly, but he's obviously someone who's not very good with money.
No.
Right? So I wonder if he's someone who's maybe any money he gets, he's showing off, he's giving people gifts.
He does seem like that, but again, I think the majority of the money goes on gambling.
Does that explain maybe why he feels he can help himself to his mum's money?
Probably.
Because if they're a family unit, it might be that in the past when he has had money, he's splurged, he's bought people nice things, including his mom.
That doesn't give you the right to steal off anybody.
Of course it doesn't, but that might explain...
The household funds is the household fund.
Of course they are, but that might explain why he feels that he can do that.
No, I just think he's a dick.
Well, maybe. He gets home and him and his mum eat the fish that he's bought.
Yum.
He then shows her all of the money that he's earned. And obviously he's sat there still with half his face red raw. His mum's giving him some very strange looks. He's gone out, basically, come back looking like he's had the shit beaten out of him with a stack of money.
Well, he has had the shit beaten out of him twice.
But he's very happy at all this money. Have some money, treat yourself, do with it. And I'm pretty sure he does give us some money.
Yeah, he
to
does.
Get yourself something nice or something like that.
Here's your allowance.
Yeah.
I don't want to knock him out.
And
his mum's face says it all, like, you're pushing your luck, boy.
His mum immediately suspects the money is dirty. That he must have gambled it or he's gone back to gambling, which he says he hasn't, but we know that's a lie. And to be honest, if one of my kids brought a stack of money home and was really proud about it and they looked like they've been punched in the face, I would think they've mugged someone or, stolen it or done something bad. So she's right to think that way. She then asks, while you were out earlier with your daughter, did anything come up in conversation? And he says, no. Like what? And his mum says, your daughter, her mum, and the stepdad are moving to America. And Sung Yi-hun again looks quite downhearted from that. But there's no fight there. There's no fire. It's kind of...
I don't think this man knows how to fight.
No. Well, if he's down on his luck, downtrodden, then maybe there isn't. But he's very sort of... You could tell he's sad, but there's nothing there that kind of goes, wait, what the fuck? What?
Yeah, like, how dare he?
Yeah.
But even his mum's fighting more than he is.
And she points that out. She says, what the fuck is wrong with you? Where is your fight? Where's your fire? Why aren't you angry about this? Why aren't you doing something? Your daughter is being taken away. Your daughter's
halfway across
the world. You're never going to see her. She's going to forget how to speak Korean. She's going to become Americanized. She's going to forget her family and she's going to forget you. How can you be happy with that? Or how can you allow that? And she says that she has spoken with a neighbor that lives upstairs, a lawyer neighbor, who has said that if the man can show that he is financially stable and able to look after the child, he can fight for custody of the child. And his mum is encouraging him, get custody of your daughter before she gets taken away from you.
The thing is, we all know that's not going to happen. He does not know how to hold down a job.
They say that the family are moving away because the stepdad has a job in America.
The stepdad knows how to provide for a family. I'm not saying that you have to work to provide for your family, but you do have to be there for your children to provide. You can't let your child look after you. It's not the way the world should work. I know it happens in a lot of occasions, but it doesn't mean that you should agree with it. I wholeheartedly think it's absolutely disgusting what kind of father he is.
Later, Song Yi-hun is lying in bed looking at his phone and he's looking at photographs of him and his daughter. It must be playing on his mind what his mum said. I can just imagine it going around his head. If you were financially stable, you could fight and get custody of your daughter. And he takes out the card that the recruiter gave to him when he said, give us a call. We don't have many spaces left. So Sung Yi-hun calls the number on the phone. The voice on the phone says, do you wish to participate in the games? If so, leave your name and date of birth. And he must have done that because the next scene we see him waiting to be picked up.
Yeah.
And a grey van pulls up on the curb next to him. And it's a guy in a pink hooded suit, looks almost like a hazmat suit, driving it. You never see the guy's face. And the door opens and the guy says, "What's the password?" And Sung Gi-hun says, "Red light, green light," which is obviously the password that he must have been given over the phone. Sung Gi-hun gets into the car and notices that there's already people in the car and they're all asleep.
They're all tired.
He makes a joke that says something like, "Wow, everyone must be really sleepy." And the door closes behind him. Sung Gi-hun says something along the lines of, "So what games are we going to play?
How long is it going to take?
How long is it going to take?" And all of a sudden, the car fills up with gas and Sung Gi-hun's knocked out. And we see that the guy driving the car in the pink hazmat suit is wearing a gas mask.
He's telling me that that's a gas mask and not his real face.
So he isn't knocked out and the van drives off.
I thought it was self-driving.
Did you notice it was a circular guard as well? He had a circle on the mask. The next scene, we hear classical music and Sung Gi-hun wakes up. And he wakes up in the now iconic Squid Game's common room, which is a large white room full of hundreds and hundreds of bunk beds.
465. Well, no.
56.
Well, no. There wouldn't even be that many because there's like, is it 3? It's 3 or 4 tall, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like
Do you math?
3 or 4 tall.
So 40.
But when Sung Gi-hun wakes up, he notices there's an old man sat on a bed counting, and he's counting the, I guess, beds or people. And Sung Gi-hun says, "What are you doing? Are you counting?" And the old man basically says, "Yes, shut up, I'm counting." And Sung Gi-hun points to a big digital board that's hanging up that says players 456. And Sung Gi-hun says, "Why are you counting? It says there's 456 players there." And the old man says, "Yes, I know, but my doctor says it's good to count. Counting prevents dementia." And the old man says that he doesn't have much time. He has a lump inside his head, a brain tumor, and counting is good.
Yeah.
For preventing dementia and for his health to get worse. We then hear a bit of a kerfuffle happening in a group.
Can I just point out that is showing another good trait?
Yeah, out of everyone in that
Because he goes straight to the old
man. I don't know if he woke up near him though. That could be why.
No, because there was a lot of people around, but he took the time to talk to him.
Yeah, there were a lot of people talking to each other. There's a big crowd forming in the middle of the room, but the old man is sat counting, so with nobody interacting with him.
It's showing that he has some form of respect for older people.
Yeah.
And he seems to care for older people. So there is good qualities about him. But right now, it still pissed me off with the fact that he's a bad dad.
We hear something happening in the middle of the room. There's now a crowd that's formed, and we meet a new character 101, or player 101, who is, we'll learn later, is a gangster, but at the moment we don't quite know that.
Why would you say that?
He's a bit of a roughneck, bit of a bully character, and he's beating the shit out of player 67.
He has a snake tattoo.
He does. He's got... I'll be honest with you, I thought it was
a disc, yeah.
I thought it was a penis-sized space the first time I watched this, and it's only when you look really closely you see that it's not a penis, it's a snake.
And it'll be like, oh look, he takes after his tattoo is a dickhead or dick face.
So anyway, this player 101 is beating the shit out of a woman, and the woman that he's beating the shit out of is player 67, Sabiak, I think is the name. It's basically the young woman who Sung Gi-hun bumped into when he was running away from the debt collectors.
Yeah.
And we kind of gather from the way 101 and 67 are talking to each other that they were part of the same crew in the past.
He took her off the streets, fed her, taught her how to be a gangster, pickpocketer, whatever.
Yeah. So we learn a couple of things. First off, they were in the same crew. He kind of mentored her in the loosest possible way, took her off the street. She left the group and went independent, really fucked them over, apparently.
What she said is, I think there was more to it. I think he used to essay her.
Possibly.
Because she said...
He is a very strong...
Because he said, you owe me a lot. And she goes, you took more than what you was owed.
Yeah, I mean, that could just... debt collectors tend to do that, so it doesn't necessarily mean SA. It could mean
it's the way that
the money that she brought in, he took an unfair...
It's the way she said it.
Well, maybe. We learned that she's also from North Korea. And I don't know too much about... Obviously, we know the differences between North Korea and South Korea, but I don't know how South Koreans and North Koreans interact with each other. But it's almost like she's looked at as being lesser because she is from North Korea. So after they've interacted, Sung Gi-hun, obviously alerted now by all the noise that's happening, also recognizes her as the young woman that's stole his money. So he goes over and grabs her and says, "Where's my money? I want it back." And obviously 101 is not happy that all of a sudden some guy is getting involved. So he goes over and says, "Who the fuck are you?" And Sung Gi-hun becomes quite sheepish straight away, because obviously it's a much larger man about to fuck him up. And Sung Gi-hun says, "Oh, you probably like taking advantage of young women like this, huh?" And they get into a bit of a scuffle, and Sung Gi-hun does the most awkward, like, sidestep, and he's so like, "Oh, look, everyone, oh, he's about to hit me, oh," and
Prances around.
He looks very fun. I need to watch that scene in Korean with the Korean voiceover, because maybe it's more masculine.
How can that be
But
masculine?
but the way he does it in with the English dub, it comes across very zesty.
Zesty.
So anyway, obviously alerted by all what's going on and everyone's awake now, the guards entered the room. They're all wearing this pink hazmat suits and black masks, and on those masks there are
PlayStation symbols.
fucking PlayStation fanboys. Some of them have circles, some of them have squares, some of them have triangles.
And we are taking the piss. We do know it's because it's Squid Game.
Yeah, if you look at the squid at the beginning, it's got the circles, the squares, and the triangles. No X's, because of course it's not PlayStation. So the guard says that you're all here because we want you to play 6 games over 6 days, and whoever wins will win a cash prize. Somebody in the crowd says, how can we trust you? You knocked us out and brought us here. You've took all our belongings, you took our clothes, and we're in this weird warehouse place.
It's very weird that they've got 456 people like naked and dressed.
Yeah. But the guard says, "We're sorry we had to do it that way, but we have to do it to guarantee our anonymity." Player 218 speaks up. We'll learn who Player 218 is. They're a major character in this series. He says, "How can we trust you after you've done this to us, after you've brought us here?" And the guard runs through Player 218's history. Player 218 is Song-woo.
I've heard that name before.
Now, if you remember, Song-woo is the childhood friend of Sung Gi-hun, who is supposed to be graduated from university and doing all kinds of fantastic things in the corporate world. And here he is. And the guard runs through
Very funny looking America.
The guard runs through the facts that Sung-woo has failed at business, owes a ton of money, and is not in the best position. And if you look at Sung Gi-hun, he looks extremely shocked by all this, because obviously he was under the impression.
How can a clever guy get into so much trouble?
Well, not just that, Sung-woo was obviously, or somehow the message got out that Sung-woo has done really, really well for himself. And yet here he is.
It's because his mum brags about him all the time.
But we'll learn later why that is. Sung Gi-hun, shocked by this news that 218 Sung-woo isn't as great as he's heard. The guard says that the reason everybody is here is that they all have debts, and they've all voluntarily contacted them to take part of their own free will. However, he says, "I'll give you a chance now. If you don't want to be part of these games, if you want to leave, return to doing what you were doing before, owing your creditors a lot of money and remaining poor, we will let you do that." And nobody speaks up. They have no reason to at the moment. They've been told they're going to take part in some
games.
I
like games. Games are fun.
Probably like Dachi, the guy that recruited them, played with them.
Hopscotch.
Yeah, or
a little bit
heads down, thumbs up, some shit like
that. Duck goose.
Fucking 301 though, with nipple twisters or something.
Nipple twisters? Yeah. How dare you?
Django with Chinese buns.
So, I used to love giving Chinese burns. Not a fan of taking them, but I fucking love giving them.
Song Gi-hun now speaks up and asks, "How much do we get if we win?" And a giant piggy bank is lowered from the ceiling. And the guard's voice is always like, sound quite funny. Something along the lines of, "The money will be added to the pot after every game." And he asks if anybody doesn't want to participate, speak up now. And nobody does.
I put it's a light up flying pig.
The next scene is the contract signing, and everybody queues up to sign the contract. So at the moment, it all looks very official. I'm just conscious that Sung Gi-hun is once again, in the space of a day, signing his life away again, but he doesn't know he's signing his life away at this point.
He's a gambler. He'll sign anything, apparently,
Yeah.
including his kidneys and his eyeball.
But the only thing this contract says is that everybody agrees to play and cannot back out, and they will be eliminated if they try. The only way that they can back out is if the majority of the people playing decide that they no longer want to play.
Yeah. So it's basically, you're fucked.
Yeah. Unless the majority of people say we don't want to play this anymore. Again, at this point, aside from getting slapped by the recruiter, there's nothing to suggest that they're not going to be playing Jacks and Monopoly. And
That in itself is pretty bad, though. Violence for a game.
well, it depends. We've got slapping contests now, right? So it's not, that's the only thing that kind of makes you think, oh, you know, that potentially it might get worse, but we don't know.
People play slaps, don't they?
Yeah. So they line up and they sign the contract, and then they get their photographs taken. Sung Gi-hun gives a very, very cheesy smile.
They're like, is it 364?
The devil horns. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're then taken to the first game, and they're taken on what looks like a journey through a fucking MC Escher like painting with the stairs in.
There is no way all of those stairs lead to the same place.
No, it looks, you know what it kind of reminds me of, and I've written here, it reminds me of The Labyrinth with David Bowie, but rather than you ending up walking upside down and stuff, the stairs are the right way up, but there's just a lot of them. It reminds me of Labyrinth and a little bit of Hogwarts.
Yes, with the moving stairs.
Yeah, but it's very cool. It looks like a fever dream. It's all hot pink and, well, no, not hot pink, light pink and like a...
No, it's quite bright pink.
I don't want to say teal blue. It's not teal. It's a little bit brighter than teal. A little bit darker than teal, I think. I don't know, but it's...
It's revolting.
Yeah, it's not...
It's too girly.
The feng shui does not go. So yeah, lots of cool shots of those stairs. We see a lot of the guards again. So they're all led to a large play area, and Sung Gi-hun finally gets the chance to speak to Sang-woo. So he's seen Sang-woo, but he hasn't had the chance to actually interact with him yet. So he goes over and says that he spoke with his mum and thought that he was on a business trip. And Sung Gi-hun says that he's surprised to hear about the debt and how bad he's doing. He didn't know that Sang-woo was in that position, and he wouldn't expect it of someone who's done so well at university and graduated and, you know, has entered the corporate world.
He obviously doesn't realise people leave university with debts because you have to pay for university.
Yeah. Well, Sang-woo says that he doesn't want to talk about it, and we'll learn more about why later on. So they're all asked to line up behind a white line, and at the far end of the field, there's a really strange animatronic, tall, fucking huge little girl robot.
With a freaky big head.
Yeah, and they call it It, which I thought was fucking creepy. I don't know if they actually give it a name in the Korean voiceover. We'll have to watch that. But the way the woman says it in the English dub is very creepy. She says something along the lines of, we're playing red light, green light. The rules are stand still when it says red light. Only move when it says green light, or something like that. I mean, the way it says it I don't know, it's very scary because it looks creepy because its eyes are camera lenses.
It looks even more freaky when they're actually playing the game as well.
Yeah.
It made me laugh because I think, is it 364 and 320 had a bet on who could get to the thingy first.
We're then introduced to what looks like the person running these games.
The front man.
He's dressed all in black, and he's also wearing a black mask, but his doesn't have a shape on the front. It looks like
loads of little diamante.
Yeah, there's an old, I don't know if it's a PlayStation commercial or a tech demo or a game for PS1. It's a purple face, and it looks like that, but black. It's polygons, low poly. Looks pretty cool. And
it's very PlayStation 1 effecty, I get it.
And we hear a phone ringing. This person answers the phone and introduces himself as the front man. Back in the field, we see two players. They're laughing at the large animatronic girl who stood at the front. And
this is 364 or 320 in it.
324 and 250. I've
got. You sure?
Yeah. They're told that they've got 5 minutes to get from the start of the field to the end while this it spins around saying red light, green light. If they're caught moving when it says red light, then they are eliminated from the game. So a 5-minute timer starts and player 324 and 250 get a bit of a head start. They start running.
Oh, you're right. It's 324 and 250. My bad.
Then it says red light for the first time and everybody stops as you would. The player right at the front, 324, accidentally moves after it said red light. He falls down and player 250 behind him nobody quite understands what's happened to this guy. He's just fell down. The robot spins around, green light, they move forward and player 250 stands behind player 324 and says, "Hey, dumbass, you fell down."
It says, "Hey, dumbass, you've been eliminated. Get up."
That's it. Hey, dumbass, you've been eliminated. Get up. And player 324 coughs up blood. This causes player 250 to panic and he turns around and tries to run back to the front where they all came from. And obviously he is then shot. So now obviously everybody sees what is happening.
Well, the blood goes straight into a woman's face, doesn't it?
It goes on a woman's face. She screamed. I think she might even be the Netflix banner for the series. But the blood goes all up her. She screams and then she is also shot. Fucking panic ensues. Everybody starts screaming, running back to the start, trying to get away from the rope, from the gunshots. The robot's eyes are going mad. It's scanning everyone, picking up everyone who's moving.
Have you ever tried to move your eyes like that?
No.
It makes you dizzy.
What's quite funny is one of the people that move at this point is Sung Gi-hun, because he gets knocked down by somebody. It's a stampede, basically. He gets knocked down and somebody falls on top of him. And I'm pretty sure they fall on him because they've been shot. I don't know if they're covering him. And that's why the camera doesn't quite pick up that he's also moved. But
well, he's like sat up on his elbows, so he's got quite a lot of support and he's supporting himself.
But either way, he's gone from stood up to down.
Yeah, but
he's technically moved.
They might have like seen him. They might have not have seen him because he was the higher one.
So it either picks up that someone's moved within a certain window after red light, or it didn't see Sung Gi-hun fall.
I don't think it saw him because when they showed what it saw, it was over one section and then it scanned through to another section and it picked up an emotion and sent it red.
Yeah.
So I think it shot at that way and then its camera moved as they were falling down.
Yeah. So either way, Sung Gi-hun is safe for now. Everybody's trying to get through the doors that they were brought into the room by, but they're now locked. So
what would you do in that situation? Would you panic and run?
No, I would try.
Or would you stay still?
I would freeze. If I knew what was going on, I would freeze and stand my ground and pray that nobody runs into me or knocks me or does something to make me get shot.
Lay down, play dead.
Well, no, because you've got to lay down. You've got to move to do that. So
army crawl.
You've got to kind of just stand there and hope that nobody comes over and touches you.
It's terrifying.
Yeah. So while all this is happening, we see that the front man has poured himself some bourbon or whiskey or fucking gin and juice or something. And he's just watching this, inspecting it from his evil
layer.
His evil layer where it's got computers.
I'd rather be sat in there, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. The game then picks back up and the old man, I don't know if they revealed his name yet, but I know what it is. It's Oh Il-nam.
Yeah,
first time I heard it, I thought they were saying old. Like his name. Oh, it's Oh Il-nam. No, his name is Oh Il-nam. So Oh Il-nam is having a great time. He seems to be really fucking enjoying it.
Look at his face. He's like a happy toddler.
He's the only person in this game, and I'm going to put it down to the dementia, that seems to be really fucking enjoying this.
He's already explained why. It's because he's got a brain tumor and he's going to die anyway, so he might as well enjoy life the way he wants to.
Well, at this point, you don't know if maybe it's he doesn't care if he lives or dies, or does he actually not know what the fuck is going on because of this brain tumor, and he legitimately thinks they're having a really good game of...
I think he is just...
a crazy motherfucker.
Yeah.
While Oh Il-nam is having a great time, Sung-woo gives Sung Gi-hun a bit of a tip, because Sung-woo kind of passes Sung Gi-hun, and he says, hide behind the other players.
Yeah, because Sung-woo hasn't got up.
Sung Gi-hun still hasn't got up off the floor after being knocked down by this guy that got shot and knocked him over. So he's in a state of shock, I think.
I think I would be
And
fine.
Sung Woo pulls him out of that shocked state and says, Sung Yi-hun, the timer is going down. You need to get up. And it pulls Sung Yi-hun out of this shocked state, and he starts following Sung Woo's advice. Unfortunately, the person that's in front of Sung Yi-hun gets shot and falls down, and we see that Sung Yi-hun is shitting a brick now because he doesn't have anyone to hide behind.
Can I just mention, before that happened, the camera went to 101 and 67, and she was behind him.
Yeah. It reminds me of that meme with fucking Undertaker behind AJ Styles.
Yeah, because he's like, I can hear you behind
I
me.
hear you.
Who is it?
Who's that?
She's like, it's me, the person that stabbed you in the back. And he's like, don't try anything. So she grabs his hair.
She grabs his hair and pulls him backwards.
She does
Safe.
not.
She only does it when it goes green light.
Yeah.
She doesn't kill him. Nothing happens to him. But that's a show of don't fuck with me.
She grabbed his hair while she was still turned around.
Yeah.
And she said, stop shaking. What are you shaking for?
Yeah.
I like this girl. This girl's got
She's
two.
cool. She's very fiery, very sassy. I noticed as well during all this, I've noticed that when it goes to red light, I swear people are moving. Like Sung Yi-hun should have been shot multiple times.
I think 101 should have been shot because they all jump when the gun goes off.
Yeah, we don't see much of Sung Woo, so I don't know if he does. Oh, Will Nam, I think he's actually pretty fucking good at the game.
He kind of knows when it's gonna do it, so he'll take a few steps and then he'll do a sumo pose.
Yeah, so he won't move at all, but I swear Sung Yi-hun moves. Even if it's just subtly, he moves quite a bit and doesn't get shot. So whatever. At this point, we get a montage of everybody running to the front, obviously reacting to the red light, stopping, a few people getting shot, running again when it says green light, and we hear Fly Me to the Moon playing. The front man plays the music in his little evil lair, and that's the music we get with this montage.
Fly me to the moon.
At this point, we're in the last minute. Oh, now still having a fantastic time. He looks over the fucking moon. And
he's being flown to the moon.
And we get some establishing shots of who are now our main characters. So we see Sang Woo, we see Sabyok, we see, I don't know his name, but 101, the gangster. Obviously, Sung Yi-hun.
Can we just call him from Dickhead from now on?
Maybe. Oh, Nam. In the last 20 seconds. 22 seconds, Sang Woo makes it. He crosses the finish line and he turns around and he sees that Sung Yi-hun is still quite a way away. And he gives him this look like, you better fucking make it.
Panicking for him.
It goes to green light. Sung Yi-hun legs it and he trips.
He stands on a dead man's arm.
He stands on a dead man's arm and he fucking falls. He's about to fall face first and it spins around to red light as Sung Yi-hun is falling. He's fucked, but he gets grabbed. Someone behind him, a new character, grabs him and has him by the scruff of the neck.
This character is strong because that had flopped.
This character is one of my favorites.
I love this character.
Yeah, we don't get his name yet.
We don't even know what number he is until he crosses the finish line.
Don't know what number he is, but he's not Korean. He's Indian, so he stands out a little bit compared to all the other Koreans in the room. But he grabs Sung Yi-hun by the scruff of the neck and he saves him and he holds him. And you can see he's struggling. And Sung Yi-hun doesn't know quite what the fuck has gone on because he should be dead. And he holds him and finally green light. I'll call it a monster. It's not a monster. The robot spins back around and the two fucking leg it to fly me to the moon. They both make it.
And they fly to the moon.
They both make it over the finish line.
4, 5, 6 and 199 has made it.
With a couple of seconds, well, like 1 second left to spare. And not everybody makes it. We see that there's still quite a lot of people still just standing on the field and they all get shot.
Do you think this game is purely to rule out a lot of people?
Yeah.
And to entice the gamblers to stay?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, a lot of people, imagine if you only had like 20 people in that game at the start, because they haven't told anyone you're going to die yet if you fail these games. They learn about that during this game. If you've only got 20 people, chances are like 3 or 4 of them in the first round are going to be like, oh shit, I moved on red, like boom, dead. You're going to lose like a lot.
All of them.
Yeah, you're going to lose a most.
Especially with how many panicked
Yeah.
Like hundreds must have panicked.
Yeah. So the ones that are left now are either people that got lucky, like Song Yi-hwan, because in this game he did get very fucking lucky.
Yeah, because right now we don't actually know how many survived.
Yeah, we don't know at this point. We'll learn in the next episode. But Song Yi-hwan got very, very lucky in this round. Sang-woo, smart, hiding behind people. Also considering everything. He considered the timer. I think Sung Yi-hwan obviously forgot about the timer at some point because he was just lying there on the floor.
No, he had a dead body on him.
I know he was shocked, but Sang-woo's surrounded by dead bodies too, and he's sly. He was thinking of everything. Hide behind that guy in front of me. That way he dies, not me. The timer, how much time have I got left?
He's very logical thinking.
Yeah. So we learned things about Sang-woo there. We've learned a little bit about Sabyok and Player 101, their relationship.
And his dick.
The fact that they'll do anything to get to the end there. We learn a bit about this new character that gets introduced right at the end, and that is that he is willing to save people, to help them. He could have let Sung Yi-gun die, but he didn't. So that's why.
Because Sung Hyun actually, like, a guy got shot and literally grabbed Sung Hyun's ankle.
Yeah, there was a guy earlier, I didn't mention it, but there was a guy who, when he'd already been shot.
And he had to make a choice, and I'm sorry, it sounds very callous, but dude, you've already been shot. You ain't getting back up. Yeah. Why the fuck are you trying to kill me?
Yeah. But that makes you, because he was shot and I guess eliminated, but he's still alive.
I think he was one of the ones that was shot through the chest and it hadn't quite reached noggin.
But it makes me wonder, and this could sound really weird in a minute because I'm going to talk about Roblox, but it makes me wonder, are you eliminated from the game once you're dead, or are you eliminated from the game once you're shot? And
no, it's once we find that out in later episodes.
Because if this person has been shot and they're on the floor, and it's the same in the Squid Game's Roblox game, which I keep seeing on fucking TikTok, you can get shot and make it past the finish line and pass and live.
I don't think it is.
It should do, because you'd moved.
I'm pretty sure in later episodes, people do survive and they go around killing them.
Don't get me wrong, they shoot...
Or later seasons.
They shoot the guy again so that he dies, but that's because he's moving during the next red light.
Yeah, but I think I think when they come to get the bodies, I think any that are moving get shot.
So anyway, that's where the episode ends, with everyone well, not everyone, but the main characters passing the finish line, and we see, game over. I don't think they say how many people passed, but the roof that was open then starts to close, and the camera pans way far out, and we see that they are playing these games on an isolated island.
I put, roof is fake as fuck, boy.
I can see why Squid Games became so popular, because there is a lot of intrigue there, a lot of interesting shit. Straight
away, it's like, Jesus, there's 5 more games. What are the next games?
Yeah. So you've got, I've always been interested in things like, have you ever seen the film Cube?
I love Cube. We watched it together.
Yeah.
I've got it on DVD.
We need to watch it again. But anything that's like you're playing games, but you're playing with your life.
I think I first watched that with my mum when I was like 12.
Yeah. I think I was the same actually with my mum. But the concept of it is really fun, and
like Soul.
Yeah. We don't know too much about these characters already. We'll learn more about them later. At the time, I was like, we absolutely need to just sit here and binge this series, because this first episode...
We did binge it when we first watched it, and we binged the second 2 seasons as well.
So at this point, knowing what you know now, try and take away everything from episode 2 onwards. Who's your favourite character so far?
The feisty girl.
Sabyok.
I love her.
My favourite is... It's hard to say at this point. I really like the character that saved Sung Gi-hun. His name's Ali. I'm going to call him
199.
Yeah, you don't know that yet. You learn that in the next episode. But Ali, I really enjoy. But if we go, if we're going just based on what's in this episode, I fucking love Will now.
He's hilarious.
He's great.
He is so funny.
I like him.
He is absolutely hilarious. So my question really is, like, why 456? Why? So it's a random number.
It goes in order 4, 5, 6, but I don't I don't know why you'd end on that number. I don't know why it's not a straight
I
500
don't get it.
or 450. I don't know.
And did you realise that the mechanical strange it thing had like a clip in its hair?
And it's got the Squid Game.
No, it doesn't. It just has the triangle in the square.
Oh, does it?
It's like a little hat. But no, I think it is a part of the design. Why would they put a Squid Game on a doll?
I'm guessing that everybody playing the game knows what a Squid Game is, but they haven't called it the Squid Games. They haven't said, welcome everyone to the Squid Games. You need to complete six. They haven't said anything like that. They just said you're going to be playing a series of games. We learn why Squid Games later. It's not just because of the circle, triangle, square. We'll learn why the series is called Squid Games later. And the little introduction scene we get with the kids playing Squid Games, that'll make a lot more sense later on.
Yeah,
So,
because they didn't.
in that scene, a kid gets his vest ripped, right? And this always pissed me off. If I went home as a kid with ripped clothing, my mum would bow the fuck out of me and say, what the fuck have you been doing? Yeah, favorite character, Will Nam. He seems to be having a whale of a time. I think the games themselves are probably the real star of this series, because straight away, we know the characters, but my immediate thought for the next episode is, what game are they going to play next?
Yeah.
Because don't forget, they've now signed a contract to say, we're going to do this. We are playing 6 games over 6 days.
Yeah.
So they're in this. Unless, of course,
The majority
of people
vote out.
So we'll find out if that happens in the next episode. So we hope you enjoyed our little analysis of the first episode of Squid Games, Red Light, Green Light. We will be returning to this in the very, very near future with episode 2, which is called, do we know?
Hell.
Okay.
I think so. Let me just double check that. Please hold.
We'll be returning with the second episode in the near future. It's called Hell. We'll be doing an analysis of that too. Can't wait to see what game they play, because I actually remember.
I can't remember either. It's been that long since I've actually watched Squid Games, the first season, and then I'm just going to get confused from the first, second and third season. So this is going to be fun. You're going to be laughing at me because I'm going to be like, I can't remember that. What happened there? If you enjoyed what you listened to, please listen
Like, comment, subscribe, retweet, fucking support us on Patreon.
We haven't got a Patreon.
Subscribe to my OnlyFans. Do whatever.
Have you got an OnlyFans?
Oh, well, I might do as a result of this.
Is that of your feet?
Well, no, it's of my squid.
Don't forget that we do have Karma's a Witch and our main podcast, Bad Karma. There should be an episode of each out at the same time this one's coming out, and that we've already got episode 2 of Bad Karma planned.
Yes. So we have got another series on Charmed, which will also be doing a similar thing to what we're doing here with Squid Games, analysing episode by episode.
We have started to record that one before this one, so there is
more content to listen to there. We have also on the Bad Karma Network YouTube channel been putting together more sort of general interest podcasts, and our first one was very interesting, if I do say so myself. It was on urban legends, and we talk about a few spooky goings on in that. So please check that out if that's something that tickles your fancy. If not, subscribe anyway, because we'll probably create something one day that you're actually into.
But I've got a murder one coming up, so if you like a bit of murder, a bit of mystery, a bit of sad cases, that'll be up your street. Please listen. Anyways, we've been mumbling, rambling.
We have been Bad Karma Network. We hope you've enjoyed listening.
I'm Carmel.
I'm Mark.
Bye. Bye. Take care.
Smell you later.
Alligator.
Don't step on the squid.
Jellyfish.
You gotta be squidding me.